Do you think? I think we do, because even by our standards, I think we've shifted on the Brew now. We're not even pretending anymore, are we?
It's all I've ever wanted.
You've all right. Me and Steve seldom argue, actually, believe it or not, me and Steve. But one thing we've argued about on the Brew, he's always been like, I'm sick of seeing United things on the thumbnail. I'm sick of seeing news about United on the thumbnail.
Because we're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about it. And I'm like, yeah, but we're a United channel. We've got to have a little bit of that. Do you know what I mean? He's like, no, we don't. It's the Brew. It's Friday afternoon. We ain't here to talk about United. If you want to talk about United, there's about 1 million other videos on the channel or on his other channel that you can watch and learn whether we're going to buy Victor Gyökeres or anything else. We're going to chat a bit of Wibble, chat about what we've been up to, chat about our favourite TV shows, chat about our favourite films, chat about a bit about the 1991 Cup Winners' Cup final. And I think we need to start embracing that a bit more. And I don't often say this, but Steve was absolutely right. So we've just gone for it. So, disclaimer, if you need disclaimer, it's not about any of the things I mentioned.
If you've got any questions that you want to ask us about anything United related, go away. Yeah.
And probably not the best thing to say on United channel, but we're being honest. So, last week we were talking about some of the biggest challenges we've had, me and Steve, and things we've done with ourselves. This week, we wanted to talk about career changes, people that have had career, because we've had career changes, me and Steve. And we thought, who's the best person to speak to about Guy, right? Who's kind of done it all, right? And we thought, Trevor Dwyer-Lynch, our good friend, by the way, a friend of the channel and a friend of ours we've known for years. And Trev, you put me and Steve in the shade, I think, for what you've been up to.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I'm old as well.
Don't give me that.
Yeah, he is though.
He is old, but right, I know plenty of people your age who haven't done half the things you've done.
I know, but you know what I mean? People go out, they go, God, have we done all that? Well, you know, listen, I'm not have a problem. I'm 66. I don't have a problem saying it. You know what I mean? I'm happy days with it. So you two could be my son. Remember my son was 41.
Grandson.
You know what I mean? Grandson. You know? But you know what I mean? My daughter was 38. It's 38. You know what I mean? And so I suppose when you're looking right across the spectrum of things, it's obviously I'm going to do more. By the time you're 66, you probably didn't.
Right. I'm going to put it this way.
It's not that far away for Jay.
Look at Trevor here, right? Go to Trevor's single. And I'll go to my single. It's not that much difference there, Trev. Do you know what I mean? I'm not having it that we're a million miles away. You see what I'm saying? And I guarantee in the next, 21 years, I won't have done half the things you've done. Because you have been busy, haven't you?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. I suppose I have, in a lot of ways, really. Done horse songs. People say, what have you done? It's like, because it's really funny, because like you'll say, and stuff like, oh, we know, I know him. Yeah. Oh, you know him.
Trev might be that guy that knows.
You know,
that's a phone book. That's a bit of a madness.
He's one of them. I remember me and Trev once. We did something. Remember, what was it? We were filming up in Spinning Fields.
Yeah.
So we walked in.
Joe, actually, I'm not going to say who's the most famous person in your phone book, but I'm going to say who's the randomest famous person in your phone book, because this could get weird. This could be like Andrei Konchelski's or fucking.
Yeah, and we will get into exactly what Trev's been up to in case anyone's not so sure.
Like fucking George Bush or something.
Yeah, I mean, you're bad. You're bad for it.
Oh, I don't know, man. It's few.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm one of them. I don't really like to chat.
I've got a few in my phone from my reporting days.
Yeah,
I just don't. I wouldn't say it on camera. I've got it in my phone. I don't want to even ring him, but I've still got him.
But it's like the pictures, isn't it?
That's the sort of thing he did with Dwight. Say about him and Dwight York.
Did he text him?
No, he FaceTimed him.
No.
As a joke.
Did you?
Yeah. And he answered it. Yeah, he answered and was like trying to not be in the shot, but he weren't happy.
I think it's like pictures, isn't it? It's like I'm just showing you the pictures over there.
Mate,
before.
that was crazy.
And we're talking about a certain football, weren't we?
Well, you can tell us.
Yeah, so we're talking about Pele. We're talking about Pele.
Heard of him?
And
you might have heard of him.
Pele used to play. Believe it or not, there was a time when football existed before the Premier League era.
Yeah.
And Pele was all right.
He was like, it weren't bad.
Yeah, won a few World Cups. If that
he's got 1,000 goals or something like that. Never missed a penalty or something like that. And and it was weird because he played in a charity game. I think it was 2008, 2009.
Yeah, he fucking counted them goals and all.
Yeah, mate, that went towards it. It's tally.
Gordon Banks was the manager of England, and then we were all ex-pros. And then the Brazil team was ex-pros and actors and stuff like that. And I hate the word celebrities, but they were there as well. So we were playing for Brazil, all Brazil kids, but we didn't know who our manager was. So we all sat in the green room, blah blah blah. And this bloke says, right, so I'm going to bring in the assistant manager. Some of you might know him. You know, he was a really nice man, got a great zest for life, and blah 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 blah. So I sat there next minute, in what Desmond Tutu. We're like,
Not enough stories in this on this podcast.
Mandela's.
In what, Desmond Tutu?
Yeah, we've never said.
Mandela's right-hand man, but check this out, and then he went,
I'm
but
going
now
to put
comes
an
the
appeal
manager.
out. If you've got a story that involves Desmond Tutu, you're on next Friday. Just.
But then he went,
Jay.
but then he went,
Desmond
but then he
Tutu.
went, you might even know this one even better. Fucking Pelé walked in.
Mate.
We're like, and
Pele,
you talk
assistant
about,
manager Desmond Tutu.
no, he was the manager, Pelé. Desmond was the assistant manager.
I don't want to be that guy, but
That's his role, though, isn't it? Desmond Tutu is the assistant manager. That's his game, innit?
Mandela.
Did you not question though? What football experience have you got?
It's just, we're just like gobsmacked. We're just like,
Desmond Tutu's a legend, but
has
he ever coached?
His game is being the assistant.
Alright, yeah.
And he's been the assistant to two pretty influential
Alright,
fellas.
he's got a bit of pedigree.
He's got a bit of pedigree there.
Yeah. So as an assistant.
so then he walks in. and
Mandela and Pele.
we were like, oh my God.
Get out.
And then obviously I said to you, Pelé walks in and his English weren't great.
This is where this story, right?
This is where I want to do a Nelson Mandela voice, so I'm going to go sit.
No. Listen, right?
We play 4-4-2. It's fucking good, though,
Not
isn't
bad, that, is it? I just don't like it when
We
he does these
attacked on the
things.
wings.
Right.
We
Get away with it in theatre.
In the box.
You think, right, this story's crazy, right? You've got Desmond Tutu, who Steve's turned into Nelson Mandela, by the way, halfway as your assistant. You've got Pele as the manager. It gets worse. It gets crazier, sorry. Tell them what happens.
So he walks in.
Who's in his team, by the way?
And he's pardon?
Who's in the team? So that's
in our team.
That's a pretty good managerial.
You've got like
Heavy
Martin
hitters.
Buchan. You've got
Good start. Didn't know he was Brazilian.
you got Martin Buchan, Paul Mariner. You got Jimmy Nesbitt. You've got loads of different people. Do you know what I mean? I know. As in the actor, Jimmy Nesbitt.
Yeah, we know who Jimmy Nesbitt is.
But you got like the team was mixed because it was a charity thing. So you got like ex-pros, semi-pros, actors. Do you know what I mean? Blah blah blah.
Fucking Desmond Tutu. What was his
Hartford.
Yeah, what was he?
Loads of top.
Did he get the cones out and all that?
So he comes in, obviously broken English.
This is Pele.
Don't my English not so good. Anyone speak English? So I don't know if you know Archie Kelly, who's in Phoenix Nights.
Kenny Senior.
So Kenny Senior.
This is what I'm saying. This story gets so.
He could have just told that on Phoenix Nights.
So gets up.
In walks
He gets up.
Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Absolutely loves Pathele.
So he gets up and he just goes. Next minute, him and Pele, best mates.
Because Archie Kelly.
Archie's a language teacher, speaks about 5-6 languages, Portuguese being one of them, like, bang. Him and Pele, best
What
mates.
the fuck?
I tell you. So anytime, like, so let's say you were playing.
That's funnier than anything Phoenix
Let's say you were
Nights did.
playing, like, and Pele's seen something, and in Portuguese he'd say to Archie, tell Steve to get round the back there, or tell Jay to do this in Portuguese, and then Pele, and then obviously Archie would then relay that in English to us, you know what I mean? We're like,
So there was a scenario, there was a time in life when Pele was talking in Portuguese to Kenny Senior, who was then shouting instructions in English.
Was that his character, Kenny Senior, or was it Kenny Junior?
No, Kenny Senior, because Justin Morehouse was Junior.
Right, yeah.
But the whole thing with Kenny Senior was he chatted shit.
Chatted shit, yeah.
Yeah, so he'd be like, I'm on the phone with Chuck
Archie,
Norris.
man, best mates, him and Archie were best mates, honestly. On all of that,
I was running the line with Pele.
After the game, after we had a big deal after
Desmond
the game.
Tutu was on the fucking magic sponge.
Mate, it was unbelievable.
He was.
I swear, it was unbelievable.
You said you wanted to keep this podcast random.
Random, mate.
Delivered.
There you go.
Hey, absolutely.
Delivered.
Delivered
So, yeah,
there.
There you go.
So you ended up...
So that's probably my random.
But that's
phone.
not even the end of the story, is it?
Random phone.
Because there's more to this. There's layers to this onion. What happened with the photo?
All right, yeah. So go years on then.
We're not done yet.
Go years on. So this is 2008, 2010.
Jesus, that's not that long ago. No.
So then, Bestie's sister Barbara, we've done a thing. Me and through Coronation Street lads been out to Belfast to play golf. Alan Alsall plays Tyrone, great golfer. We're going out there.
Big fan of it.
So she'd oh, he's a great lad.
Yeah, top lad. He's in the jungle.
Yeah,
really nice guy.
Top kid. Anyway, so I get a phone call off Barbara Best, and she goes, "Oh, Trevor," she says, "we're doing a new book on George, and I think it's entitled George Isn't Playing Today." It was a big hardback book, and it was about people who'd ask for like his shirt or ask for autographs. So people think that hadn't been published, you know what I mean, in normal press, different pictures, etc. She said, we've got loads of pictures, and we asked Desmond too if he'd do it like a bit of a referral or anecdote that he's got. He said he sent us a lovely letter, but he didn't send us a picture. And we're trying to get hold of his office. We can't get through. We want a picture. So the only picture we've got is of you and Desmond Tutu. Do you mind if we publish it in this book? And I'm like, what? But obviously now I have the copyright. Then you got to get in front to the photographers. And the two photographers were the lads, I think I told you, the paparazzi lads who were really good. James and his brother, there was two
This
of them.
is back in the day.
Back in the day. They were really top class kids. They're not like these now, who just get in your face. If you saw them go, oh, Steve, do you mind if you... Do you know what I mean? They're really cool. They did. I think they did Beckham's book or something like that as well,
right. Pictures.
So it was that picture, so I had to ring them and they went, yeah, of course you can. So there's this book now, you open halfway through, and there's Desmond Tutu with this big referral about George being a great player and this and that, like, and then me and Desmond on the 40 pages like that.
You in a Brazil top.
In a Brazil top.
Desmond Tutu.
Looking like the fat Ronaldo. So,
The day I played for Brazil.
you know what I mean? Exactly.
Man,
People
yeah.
say to me, they go,
Desmond
who's
Tutu with Archie Kelly.
that's what they do. They go, who's
Kenny
the
Senior
biggest
doing
manager you played
doing
for
the
in your
coach.
career? And I just go, Pele. I'm like, what?
What was the... I'm always curious then with you, because I always get confused. What was the trajectory then? With you and you what you did?
So I played football.
Right.
I played a bit of football. Was all right. Went semi-pro, like that. And then a big mate of mine, Osher Williams, who's one of the big noises at the PFA now. He was playing at Stockport at the time, and he took me down to Stockport. At the time there, Stockport were playing on a Friday night. You know what I mean? Back in the day, 80s. You know what I mean? Like and whatever. When he played United at Old Trafford.
Right.
And they had a reserve team there, but it was always, the part-time contracts, you know what I mean, like in 4th Division, the old 4th Division, do you know what I mean? And every payment was deferred, so you might get 40, 50 quid, 60 quid a game, but it was always deferred, and you got it 8 months later, or like that. So I went down to Stockport, and then I was there for a couple of seasons, played my reserves, got injured, and I got my coaching badges.
Right.
And but in between doing that, I was obviously at drama school as well, doing stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like drama. And it's really weird how your life goes. Because I've watched it be when I was a kid. Growing up in my side was either play football or be an actor.
Right.
And my great inspiration was a bloke called Mr. Dodds. My teacher, he was brilliant. Like, and there's a bit of rumming at school. I think probably you're saying how ADHD or like that, how do you label it? But things were going on in my life. Do you know what I mean? So,
He's in the army. It's
but he just
kind of issued.
He just he just focused me really. So I ended up doing the two things that I love, which was got a drama school and the Arden, Abraham Moss first of all, then the Arden, and then between as an actor you need to supplement your income, you need to do something. So what do you do? And I've done all sorts of shit, working on building sites, everything for stuff this. So then got a chance to go to City, dare I say. My mate Ralph, he was like the first black football coach at Man City.
Really?
Yes, yeah, just died, Ralph, unfortunately. He was there for 40 years. He took me there with Steve Fleet. He was played for City in goals and he was the manager. Was there for 6 years on their Centre of Excellence in Community. And then Dave Ryan, who was on the community at Man United and head of the academy, he took me to United because I was a United fan. And my first boss was Nobby Stiles and Brian Kidd.
Really?
Do you know what I mean? So then I was quite lucky because if I wasn't acting, I was back at United coaching, and if I wasn't coaching, I was acting.
So those two went in tandem? Because I thought it was one.
So they went in tandem. No, they went in tandem.
Right.
They went in tandem, and it was great. And it's all for the Glazers because you could do that. I could go away for 5 or 6 weeks doing a film project, or and then Rhino would let me step back in again and be just where I'd left off. But then when the Glazers come, it all changed, and because a lot of the coaches, especially our junior coaches levels, were on full-time but part-time contracts. If you know what I mean, do you know what I mean? There was no pressure. But when the Glazers took in, it was a decision. You either do this full-time or you do whatever. And just how it went to, everything just changed. So bang, that was it.
Mate, because I remember sort of chatting to, I think you did
MUTV.
Yeah.
With Richard Aaron. He was a producer when it first happened. MUTV. It was great. I had a thing, my own clinic called Kids Clinic.
Right.
Right. So basically, what you do is like you get the kids in from the community, from wherever, the schools. Because the great thing about United's community project, we went all over Manchester. You know what I mean? Coaching the kids, different everything. City was Gus's game. Oldham and Rochdale. They were the 4 main ones in the northwest. So you'd invite kids down to the cliff, and then you do a discipline. It could be passing, shooting, or whatever. And then you'd get a pro in. So we get Giggs in, and we get Scholes in, and we get Wes in. Do you know what I mean? Like, and the kids who would never ever get a chance of meeting them. Kids were from like 9 to 11 on Kids Clinic.
Yeah.
He would,
So were these kids at the club, or these kids you
no,
just got
from
in?
schools.
From schools.
From schools.
That's meant that.
That is the sort of stuff the Glazers have murdered, isn't it?
Yeah. The community, Football in the queue, mate, I can't tell you, man, the outreach was unbelievable. And you'd get a half term, you get like 1,000 kids watching the players at the cliff. Do you know what I mean?
used to love going to the cliff.
Unbelievable.
Oh, we spoke about it loads.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
I feel sorry for
Chip school and
kids
go.
now. I know
Yeah,
me and him
good.
was the same. Like,
Good.
obviously, I used to get 2 buses. You used to get from parents.
It was almost like a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To you know, you have the bit where you separate from your dad and you go with your mates because you're too cool to fucking stand with your dad for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm back with him now.
I love that.
But yeah, you got to fuck off and go and be a balloon, aren't you, and get fucking off your nut. But like wagging school and going to the cliff, like 14, 15, it is like, it's a box tick that you got to get done.
And it was so, I could never get over it when I got to the cliff. And you go to the cliff, and I was expecting it to be like secure and you wouldn't be able to
bollocks.
And me and my mates was just sat there on the side of the pitch watching United.
Probably the security guard that's there just says, all right.
Yeah.
Harry, old fella. And do you know what? You had like people coming, remember, I don't think say, well, yeah. Kids come from Plymouth, right, half term. They're driven down for the night.
Walk.
Driven down for the night. And no, but I can't cut that because I might get done for illegal.
No,
things.
mate.
Anyway, there was a certain player, these kids were just in the kit, right, and it was pouring down. And it's one of the rare occasions, right, it's probably only about 20 people turned up. The weather was torrential. But United were out there, Anyway, and these kids are wearing this kit and they're waiting for him to sign an autograph, right? But they're waiting outside in the soaking rain. So Rhino, the gaffer, said, come inside and wait here. The way his office was, you could see onto the pitch.
Right.
He said, yeah, I looked through the window there and you could see it. Then they were coming off. So then they ran out and they asked this player for an autograph.
Yeah.
And they blanked him.
Right.
Right.
How is Roy Keane?
And it's not a process of elimination. But anyway.
It was fucking definitely Roy Keane.
But it fucking wasn't. Kino was brilliant, mate. But went to change rooms and then they came back out and they saw him in his car. So they ran up to his car and he ran past him. And the dad had a can of Coke.
Yeah.
Launched it at the bloke's player's car, mate.
Really?
Hit the back. He got out.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, it's Pierce Michael.
Oh, you've named
I didn't name him.
I can tell a Danish accent when I hear one.
What are you doing? Blah, 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 like that.
I knew it was him when he did that.
Yeah, exactly. That was his signature move.
The bloke went.
The bloke, Peter.
No, the lads. The both lads' dad.
Right.
So went Casper, wait there while I deal with
Kicked
it.
off and said, we come from Bournemouth or Plymouth. They come massive distance.
Yeah.
Like, we're soaking rain. Oh, we don't need fans. We don't need fans, don't you? All that shit. It was just horrible, mate. It was horrible. And Rhino was brilliant, mate. Brought him back in, got him up, got him some brand new kit. Do you know what I mean? Like, not that particular player's kit.
Not the goalkeeper jersey, then.
Give it that kit, but got him some brand new kit.
Something
do you know what I
between
mean?
2 and 11.
But it was, you know what I mean? Just like, come on, man. But what I'm saying is, they come from all over the country. You know what I mean? Over the world, just to go to the cliff and you can see players 10 yards from you.
I always think like how lucky we are. Me, like people like me and you, Steve.
It's fucking nuts. It's
Not
honestly
just
because
the-
it just don't exist.
the
now.
proximity to United and to the cliff and all that. Also the era.
Yeah.
Because my kids can't go. I mean, I wouldn't take him anyway because it's a waste of time. But we went down to Carrington now, waiting for maybe someone to stop in the car and maybe do a selfie. Probably not.
It was
happening.
watching training, and you don't. Joe, if you'd have gripped me at the time and been like, mine was the summer before the treble. Like, imagine you knew. Imagine you knew.
We got them for us as well as junior coaches, you know what I mean? Like like lunchtime, we'd be playing football, tennis with them, and and we invented this game. It's called football squash. In the cliff, if you noticed, there's like lines on the wall when you go around. There's like a line, so like say 5 feet up, and then another line. And the idea was just to get the ball in between this line with one bounce. Football squash. And my claim to fame, they probably didn't like it, but I beat Scholes there.
Really?
Play football squash is brilliant. But we'd play football, we'd play tennis.
Yeah.
And everything with the lads, you know what I mean? And they were just, like now it's probably different now, they don't have time and that. But in lunchtime, they'd come in and have the crack with you and have the buzz with you, and everyone was a family.
That's the shit that's missing.
Well, it is, everyone's a family. We
Massively.
were talking today about this kid who wanted to be a footballer and this and that, and we're saying, like, back in the day there, and I know you can't keep saying about Ferry's era because things have moved on, but what people don't have to understand that what he established in terms of ethics and morals at the club and the team spirit and cohesion went right from the nines right to the top So none of the kids were allowed to wear fucking football boots of different colour. They wore black football boots.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, until you paid otherwise.
You know what I mean? And now they're walking around with fucking Louis Vuitton fucking snide bags and sliders and all that, like, and being Neymars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It has all changed. This is a good question. AJ Wright 6197 says stay, but you can do it as well, Trev. What's the best five-a-side team you could make out of your phone contacts?
The keeper's going to be the tricky one, isn't it? I've got Stepney.
Well, that's not a bad fucking one, is
Yes,
it?
I'm
European
just trying to
Cup-winning goalkeeper.
I'm thinking, can I beat him? I haven't got Van der Sar.
Eusebio.
I think it's Stepney.
Right, Stepney and goals are fucking great. I mean, obviously we're talking like prime Alex Stepney here. That's fucking mint.
Rio, Scholes.
Van der Hal.
Yeah.
You got Van der Hal?
I think strikers. I got York.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got Messi,
Cole,
but
got Cole there.
You've
got Messi?
Yeah, but he blocked me.
All right. We need to know. How did you get Messi's number? And how did he block him?
I had explained this story before. So, and
Well,
I rang him live on FaceTime on a podcast to
Why
see if he
did you
answered
do
ones, which is why he blocked me. Because I mentioned, I've got Messi's phone number, and someone was like, no, you've not. And
Was you
like,
in a group chat with
Yeah,
him?
but how did he get it?
Is it a group chat scenario?
There was an agent.
Right.
He's still an agent.
Okay.
And he was looking after Juan Sebastian Veron.
Love Veron, mate.
Right?
Love
Legend.
And Veron, being lazy, added his entire phone book to one WhatsApp group, sent Merry Christmas, and dipped out of the fucking group.
Oh, God.
So my mate, who's an agent, went, whoa, and just went R9, Crespo, like just went boom, boom, boom. And he said to me,
imagine that,
he was telling me
Veron's-
this story, and he was like, and I got Messi's, and like, give me Messi's number. And he went, okay, you didn't get off me. Okay, done, no problem.
Wow.
Mate, that's class. How long between
His
you...
bodyguard's still chasing him now.
I know, mate. You've seen his bodyguard. He's classic, isn't it? How long between you having that number and you FaceTiming it?
Pretty quick.
Was it like...
Couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks?
Yeah, a couple of
Was
weeks.
it on a podcast?
I thought you got to strategic this one out, hadn't you? So I sent in Spanish, new number, mate.
Right.
Because you're thinking, he got a reply, who's this?
Is this WhatsApp
Which he
or
did.
text?
He said, who's this?
Right.
Cane Sauce, I think it is in Spanish, something like that, right?
This is class.
So then I rang him.
Yeah, but I thought he's Argentinian.
He speaks Spanish, mate.
Yeah, they speak Spanish,
Does
don't they?
Did he?
Yeah.
Not
He's
Argentinian.
Brazil's Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I thought, ring him, because he's just texted me. Ring him. Pied. Never mind. Tried again about a week later on. I'm telling that story on one of my podcasts. Someone was like, ring him. So I was like, all right, fuck it, let's FaceTime him. then he blocked me.
Who are you?
Yeah, but you still got his number though.
That's good, that.
So
Yeah,
that counts. You can still have him in your five-a-side team. So you've got Stepney, you've got Scholes,
Real
you've got
Scholes,
Rio,
yeah. I
you've got
could put
Messi,
York in there.
York.
It's not a bad forward four, I guess, is it?
That's not a bad.
I'm trying to think.
PK.
I don't know if I can beat that.
PK.
I think if you was to choose a five-a-side team,
I ain't got Rooney. Macca's got Rooney, hasn't he?
Mac has got Rooney, I think. Yeah, go on. Who have you got in yours? You must have fucking everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Most of the lads, United had a class of 99 or even more.
You got Beckham now,
No, not anymore.
but you've got.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. That.
His profile picture as well.
Brilliant.
That's
That's
class.
Yeah, you could.
Hold
What does that mean?
Hold that there a minute.
Get the number.
Yeah, don't be ringing him now. Ring him live now.
Thank you. Technically,
What does that mean?
You'll be getting done.
Disponible.
we need. Where's Archie Kelly when you need him?
Yeah,
Don't.
exactly.
Oh my God! Don't be
Archie.
FaceTiming Messi when I'm sat there.
Can you imagine it? But
Magic answers.
yeah, I suppose you have loads. Because you could do with loads.
If you had to pick them, because now you've got to pick the five-a-side team, you've got all these people in your phone. Who are you having in your five-a-side team? Because he's gone. His is quite easy because he's got 4 of the best players you can have. To be honest with you, well, 5 of them being Alex Stepney's in class.
Oh, disponible means available, which is just what it says on everyone's WhatsApp, innit? But in Spanish.
no.
Yeah. You think about it blocked. So I mean that's pretty elite. I've not got many footballers' names in my phone, so I can't really do this game. But you could.
Yeah, I got Van der Sar,
Van der Sar, best goalkeeper I've ever seen.
Hell of a start.
Raymond Van Dal.
You don't
So
need
got two keepers.
You don't need a backup.
You don't need a backup
I go-
keeper on five-a-side.
It's a
That's
weird
insane.
flex. It's a weird flex.
Yeah,
No, I think
that's insane.
Raymond. I like Raymond.
You're having Raymond over Edwin?
Father side.
Trevor.
Only because there's a top geezer as well.
I've heard he's a top geezer, but you're not having him over fucking Van der Sar.
What's up with you?
Well, you see, that's the thing.
There's being a fucking hipster, and there's whatever that is.
That's one of those Twitter arguments you see. Actually, Raymond van der Gaal was better than Edwin van der Sar.
I
saw them both. I know.
I think it's probably just about how well you know him as well.
It's your team. We can't tell you.
Is there a bit of favouritism?
Right, all right. You're throwing in Raymond van der Gaal. That's fine.
We definitely can't tell him he's not.
I mean, I think it's insanity.
PK.
It's not bad.
All right, you've made up for the goalkeeper did back up.
Firing balls into Messi.
He won a few bits, didn't he? PK, was it
Scholes,
like 4 Champions Leagues, whatever it was. Scholes, yeah, that's not too shabby. I mean, you both got him.
Kohler.
Love Andy Coleman.
Wazza.
Fucking hell. Wazza, one more.
That's fine.
Is it? Hang on, Van der Gaal.
Yeah.
Wazza, Scholes, PK.
One more.
I said Van der Gaal.
Yeah.
PK.
You had 2 keepers at one point.
Yeah. I mean, which is a bit like Steve said, it's a bold move.
PK, what did I say then?
Wazza.
Scholes.
Wazza.
Giggsy.
Oh, Giggsy. He didn't say Giggs at first.
I did say you did.
You know
you said Giggs. Did I not say that?
No.
You've just thrown in.
The production side are saying yeah.
No, I mean, them lot, there was a blank screen a minute ago, so I'm not counting anything they said.
Give me production side.
We had a black screen halfway through this podcast, so I'm looking at awake.
You said Cole, not Giggs.
You said Cole?
Right, and Giggsy.
Right.
That's my family side.
No, there's a lack of. No, you got PK now, so he's done all right.
PK, Wazza.
Yeah. Wazza is a great shout for a 5-a-side team.
Yeah.
If you got Scholes and Rooney in your 5-a-side team, you can have the fucking rest of us. And
Yeah,
you're probably
I think
all right.
you could. I think that's the thing that you could like.
There's another anecdote. Say another one.
on.
I thought we were talking about football. I thought it was random.
No, you can't talk about football. Just don't want any United news.
Right, so we're playing charity game again at Urmston, Trafford. It's in Urmston, but they call Trafford, I think.
Yeah, it's mile stomping around Urmston.
Right. So we're playing against this team, right? And because they had a few short, Scholes was on our team, but he decided to go to play for them.
Who Scholes did?
To play for half of them with his lad.
That's devastating.
And then he was going to play with us.
Right.
Again, a mixture. So it kicks off like this kid, obviously, I think they pay to play for the charity, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Runs right at Scholes here, straight from the kick-off, dink, nutmegs him.
Right.
This other kid runs in, dink,
Yeah.
nutmegs in. We're all like that going, no, he's going to do 3. This other kid comes legging it, he goes, dink, 3 of them. Within 6 seconds, something like that, like, Scobie just passed it and just pissing ourselves, thinking, mate. But you know the way he just did it? He just went, bink, bink, bink.
Do you know who I saw do that once? At the Soccer Dome in Trafford. Against our kids team.
Rabble Morrison.
Nailed it. It was Ravel Morrison.
Yeah.
So he was watching the game, right, and he'd had an operation or something. He was at QPR, I think, under Allardyce. I think it was Allardyce. No, it might be West Ham. And he gone to QPR.
West Ham was Allardyce.
Yeah, and he went QPR. So he'd had a groin operation. He's watching his mates, because his mates are playing in the leagues, and he's playing our kids' team. So I'm watching it. I worked there, but I was watching it. Anyway, I fucked off. Come back. Ravel's on the pitch, and he did exactly the same thing. Nutmegs like 3 of them on the spin, but they didn't mind him playing because they're fucking playing against Ravel Morrison. But he's injured. He's had an operation. Do you know what I mean? He shouldn't be fucking. And he shouldn't be. Professional footballers weren't even allowed to play in them leagues, but no one's going to say anything because they wanted to play against him. But yeah, he was fucking unreal. Just like watching like
one of the best I've seen. You know when it crossbar thing that
challenge
messing about like. So we're going to see Clive Allen was playing at Tottenham.
Right.
Tottenham. Was it West Ham?
This is in black and white, by the way.
Yeah, Clive Allen. Now you've gone right back.
Clive, no, but
when was this then?
At City, Main Road.
Right.
So it was 70s, late 70s.
Right.
80s, 70s, 80s. So chipping him in the crossbar. So he's hit it, crossbar, once. Then he's hit it again, twice. And this some bloke goes, you stuffy bastard. He looked like that, he went, bum bum, did it twice. 4 fucking times straight after the back.
What?
We were like, unbelievable.
Fucking hell.
Unbelievable, that's the best I've seen. Bang, bang.
People don't realise how
yards.
fucking difficult shit like that is.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they also don't understand. I don't think. Some people say, "Oh, anybody, to play." Listen, even if you're a mediocre player playing in the Premier League, you've achieved that goal by playing in the Premier League, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? Or the top 5th division. But
if you're playing in the Premier League,
he was great.
Do you know if you ever play like you've done it, where you play like 5-a-side or 11-a-side against someone who's semi-pro.
Just different levels.
The fucking mint.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't get paid to play football unless
Non-league
you're
players.
very
Non-league.
good.
For most people watching at home, you don't know anyone as good as a non-league player.
Yeah, like that's true.
Though, it is true.
You know what I mean? They're not fucking like, oh, you
Forget
think
like-
you're shit.
But
They're
I
not.
thought I
Forget
was
pro
all right. I
players.
thought
Forget prep.
I weren't
Yeah.
bad. I weren't bad player. Oh, pretty good player. You know what I mean? As a striker, mate, could score goals. But then when I went into even the Stockport, fourth division, you're learning things on a pro level. Like, because I was always like scared of volleying. 9 times out of 10, I end up being row Z. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but you go there and you're with a pro coach and you're teaching. You know what I mean? You head over the ball, and you're over the ball, and blah blah blah, bang. Not a problem. Not a problem then. So it's those levels. You know what I mean? But when, like you said, when you're playing against or with people who played even higher than you, you're like, fucking hell. Maybe Paul Mariner.
He was he?
It's unbelievable. Ipswich. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, the
goals.
striker.
We were in Ibiza. And we took a team out there like you played the over, like scored like 9 goals.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck? We're just different class. You know, Kiddo was unbelievable. You know, we used to have. What I loved about United then, again back in the day, we had a staff team, right? They're all coaches, juniors and senior coaches. And on a Friday night, we play against different teams. So, for example, say Stretford Paddock were going then. They go, right, Steve, bring your lads down to the cliff. So you play them.
You're playing Nobby Styles
You're
and
playing
Brian
against
Kidd.
fucking
Imagine
Kiddo
that.
and
Imagine that. Just fucking going,
mate,
rocking up, playing
50
against
minutes with
other
Bestie.
European couple.
15 minutes with Bestie, mate.
Mate,
My arse went.
honestly.
And there's one of them, you know, like, I'm like 26, 27, like, and the gaffer's gone, you never guess who's coming tonight. And it was Tony Steenson. Tony Steenson's a legend. He does did a celebrity football, but he played for Hyde, about 700 or 800 games for Hyde.
Yeah.
He's a legend, like. And he had this idea, getting with for charity, having a good crack socially, but because he knew all the ex-players. So you imagine, our skipper was Martin Buchan.
Right.
Know what I mean? The skip.
Yeah.
Even now, you can't call him Martin, you know.
Call him
When you
Skip.
see him, you have to call him Skip.
Right.
He's very like...
Really?
like,
Didn't
yeah,
fuck
like-
about, did he?
So we're playing, we're getting changed, like, and Kiddo's there, and sorry, so George's coming, and Kiddo's going, yeah, fucking hell, you're setting up, like, and Ron Atkinson was the manager.
Right.
Like, we're going, yeah, fucking blah, blah, blah. Getting changed.
I don't know what team he put you on.
Honestly, getting changed. Oh, you listen, mate. I played up front. This is how mad it is. Joe Royal, Brian Kidd, right? That's how mad it was. And Stuart Pearson and me.
Yeah.
Like,
Legend.
getting changed like that.
Team of legends,
Yeah.
right.
All right, there, boys. I look, fucking hell, George, man.
Really?
Mate, I was like that shit. Game on, 15 minutes, scored 3. Went, all right, see you later. Come on. We were like,
So he was on
But do you know
your
what I mean?
team?
but you know,
He
you
played
like
alongside
my
George
God.
Best.
Unbelievable.
That's he's still.
We've had some
still
great
counts.
minutes. Mate, I could talk about United for years. I mean, cricket. We'd play cricket in the summer, right?
Yeah.
And then the old cliff, it had big iron doors. Remember the big iron doors before it was modern?
Can't
So you could always
remember.
get in. You've got iron doors just open. So we're all playing indoor cricket like that. Like, the doors open, we turn round. The gaffer,
Fergie.
Sir Alex, everyone just stopped like that. He went, Jesus Christ. So I might have died if he seen me doing this. And we're like, We thought, he went, give us the bat.
Really?
So we got that, and Dave Ryan like fucking bowled him out first ball. I mean, wait, stay there, boss. It's like, but it was great. I was like, do you know what I mean? But there's some, like you said, from a family club, and it's all fucking got a pot on it.
That's when growing up, it always felt like that was who we were.
Yeah.
Whereas now it don't feel like that.
It's money, innit? It's money, man, innit? It's all money, man.
Yeah, you always felt, no matter the size of the club, no matter what we wore,
Even
no
the
matter
players,
everything,
even
it was
the
still
players,
that family thing. They still felt that.
And you know what's hard as well? It's hard. It's like, the big thing. Like, you'd come to the cliff and you'd sign your shirt, da da da. But now people come in 7 shirts at a time. You know where they're going. Do you know what I mean? Signs can have your shirt, and it's not even for the real thing. Do you know what I mean? It's so hard, and then players get slated because they don't stop. You know what I mean? For kids, and so the genuine kids, genuine fans don't get it, do they? You know, your touts, and you see them all, and you're thinking, mate, I don't know. But no, mate, some great stories, mate. With proper laughs. Some we can tell, some we can't. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, I'll bet. Do you know what I mean?
banter.
How long was you at United for?
24 years.
24 years coaching.
Yeah.
So is there still players there
I'll tell you
now
what-
that you coached?
No.
You're all left now.
Yeah. All gone now, different areas. Jordi Cruyff, what a great bloke.
He tell you what, Jordi Cruyff was great in like August.
Great, bro.
And then when it got a bit cold. Great. Jesus Christ. He was like his dad when it was August.
His old fellow,
first 2 games of the season or pre-season, you'd be like, fucking hell. He's mint. And then by the time it got a bit colder, he was like, I didn't want to know.
Who was the other fella? What was the other fella? Oh, fucking hell.
Baborski?
No.
I mean, I'm not going to start naming foreign players of beer all fucking day.
Was he Norwegian or something? But his missus was an international footballer, women's footballer, and it was just coming to the fore there.
It wasn't Netherlands, was it?
What's a shout?
No.
Was he in the first team?
Yeah.
Ronnie Johnson?
What year are we talking now?
Berg.
Good shout. Good shout.
He sat there and he bird, didn't he?
Fucking boring money though. Sorry.
So, but he comes in.
We might want him back on.
But he just signed.
I don't think we want him back on.
Mate, you had 3 hours. He had 3 hours with him. He came here 2.5 hours early.
Yeah. So we just ended up chatting all sorts.
I'm sure it was him, or was it?
4 o'clock we start, and he got here at fucking 1:30 or something. Thankfully, him and Steve started talking about coaching for fucking 2.5 hours.
Is that a big or Anyway, but they walked into our green room at the Cliff, like we're all sat having a brew, and Rhino's there, and he come in, and he's obviously funny. He says, and Dave Ryan, I need to speak, and he was like, yeah, I believe you do women's football, and Dave was doing Oldham at the time.
Right.
And he goes, yeah, because my girlfriend, she's international, play for Norway or what's on. So Dave's thinking, it's just some bloke off the street, you know what I mean?
He didn't know it was Edinburgh.
Didn't know, he just goes, okay. Might not be Edinburgh.
About to say, didn't Edinburgh come from Blackburn?
No, we're Edinburgh.
What the fucking
We're beginning to be B. Got Blomqvist.
Someone said it in the chat there, Jesper Blomqvist.
Jesper, well done. Good shout. So he goes, she plays football.
He had a fucking rough deal at United, didn't he, Jesper?
She plays football.
Do you know? Did you see that 99 documentary she was on about?
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, finish your story.
So he plays football at international. So Rhino, just oblivious. We've all clocked him. We know who he is. We're like,
well, he tore us apart when he played for Gothenburg, didn't he?
Fucking bonkers.
We fucking know him.
It's like him going, that's Howson. Yeah. So Rhino's going, yeah, because I did all the machine. What level, you'd say? And Sastre went, oh, yeah. Because you got to remember, you get loads of people coming in and go, can I have a trial for United? Or, can I do this, can I do that?
Can I have a trial for
So Dave's going,
yeah, off you go. Get where he's crack on.
Wait for Eric
Start
Nixon.
that up again.
Eric Nixon, the goalkeeper?
Wait for him at City.
What, he went?
You know that story? That's what he just went with his boots. Kept on going, Marvin said he could have a trial. So they go, no, right, come on then.
That's the Man City I miss.
Rest is history.
Well, you can turn up with your boots and get a game.
Rest is history.
You know what I mean? Next thing you got a fucking contract. Now they're buying fucking everyone.
So he goes, yeah. So anyway, so Dave's faffed him off, really.
Yeah.
He's up there flankers out. So he's going, someone else, Marvin. We went, Gaffer, that's just a bankers. You're joking. He gets up, shitting himself, run out, and we're all looking for the window, and you can see him, explaining, trying to get it back. And she played, brilliant.
Yeah, because in that 99 documentary, Blomqvist was a big part of it, wasn't he?
Yeah,
and he said how he was gutted because he's in the final.
Nice kid.
Nice kid. Didn't turn up properly, but he was played out of position as well, which didn't help, did it?
Well, Ollie used to turn up in his little Golf. I'm sure he had a booster seat. It was just that little 18-year-old kid with a black Golf coming up. The rest of all had Mercs and his Ollie his little Golf.
It's fucking different era there.
Was we talking about this the other day?
Go on.
Oh, it was with Ben. He was talking about it was at a thing with Dion Dublin. Right. Dion was talking about how his wage went from 200 quid a week to $2.5 grand a week.
Yeah.
The decadence when he signed for United from Cambridge.
He was on 200 quid a week at Cambridge.
Yeah.
Fuck me, it wasn't that long. It wasn't like he was playing in the 50s.
Yeah.
He was playing in the 90s on 200 quid a week.
1992.
That's what it.
And he goes, he got here and he goes, fuck, I'm gonna have to go a bit flash with my car. Got a Vauxhall Calibra. Remember them? I went, they were fucking nice at the time, though. But I was like, do you know now? It's a Lambo,
isn't it? Yeah, it is. You're right.
It's a Lambo if you like.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
If you're 90,
they were all right then. But they were a normal person car. It wasn't a fucking Ferrari.
What's a Calibra?
Google it, you dicks.
Calibra.
I remember when I used to report, and I went down to Cannington, and there was paparazzi outside, and there was snapping, like loads of snapping as I was coming out. And I looked, and there was I think it was a Corsa behind me, and I didn't think nothing of it. And the next day it was in the papers because it was Cameron Borthwick Jackson.
Oh, right.
And he got shit for it, didn't he?
Yeah, he was driving a Corsa. I think it was his mum's.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember that.
His mum's Corsa because it was like United player. Because he played for the first team. It was like United player and drives into training.
And when you think,
but if it had turned up in a Lambo, it'd been like
a flash. Do you know what I mean?
Can't win.
fucking do me a favour. That's another thing that I miss as well. Like, there was the access and all that you had with the Cliff, but also Fergie had a bit more about him where he could protect certain things. And
you know what I miss?
Certain players.
You know what I miss?
He'd look
Fucking
out for.
winning.
I go. Well,
Yeah, trophies.
No, but I go.
Europe.
Goals.
I go
Scoring, yeah, scoring. I missed that. Fucking hell.
I don't go to counter as much, but I go, I've got to sit and have a look at, because I still like the youth football. And people say I'm very pro-British when it comes to scouting and coaching.
What's that mean?
And if I look at the academies now,
Yeah.
it's only a small percentage of local kids.
Oh right, sorry. So you want the local lads
I
to be
don't
given a
care
chance.
what religion you are, what culture, black, white, Asian, whatever, but I want local kids in. That's the thing about the communities. So United, City community in football, Oldham, Rochdale, lots of kids, and you had a small percentage, do you know what I mean, of outside kids. Now you go in kids coming from Spain, coming from Africa, through the European, Italian route. You know what I mean? Where are the kids from Stretford, Salford, Moss Side, Wivenshaw, Oldham, where are they? Where are they? You don't see that now. You don't see a lot of that. And that's what does mean. I think that's probably one of the things about today's kids in football, or I can only probably relate to United, they don't know about that, the history about it all. And who's been on that pitch before them and who's walked on that pitch. You know what I mean? We don't talk about the modern game, but the latest one we all know, you know, the Mank kid and he's gone somewhere else. It's like if you truly embrace that history, for you, Jay, and you, Steve, to support your local team and end up playing for him is an unbelievable dream come true. And nobody can go, you know, it takes a lot for you to have to leave.
Yeah.
But even if you left, you can still go back knowing you're still part of that. And I don't think the kids who come into the game now, the new kids, don't understand all that. They don't understand what it's about is to play for Man United. They don't get it. It's just about how much money can I get for playing. You know what I mean? It's like, what? Yeah, but you were shit. Yeah, but still getting me 200 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? And I think, you know, and the fan base is different. Do you know what I mean? It's different. We're lucky. We had 27 years of crap, and then we had 26 years, and then we had 27 years of great, didn't we? Unrivaled stuff, you know. I mean, the battles were great. But you see, here's some of the fan base now, and the way that they turn on players like that because they want instant success. But I just think that, you know, it works both ways. I think the players now, they don't know what it's about, the history of United really, and what it means to play for this club. That's just my feelings on it. But I look at academies and it's just like, or they give them, you know, we can all say, yeah, we've got an academy player coming through every year. Well, where are they? They go on the pitch for 2 minutes. It's written in the history books. Angel Gomez, youngest academy player ever to play in the Premier League, gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's all right having that, but where are they? Where's the longevity of them? Give them an opportunity. If you look at the side today,
Yeah, how many are playing 100 games for us?
there you go.
Yeah.
And you look at the side today, how many of them kids who have gone, who were deemed to be mediocre, would have got in that side in today's team?
I think sometimes as well, it's like some local players get a backlash almost.
Yeah, cool.
They do. Like it's like you're only in the squad because you're from, you know, Manchester, or you're only in the squad because you come for the academy. I think it's not always fair.
I think it's difficult as well for the club because if you invest in a foreign player, you have to invest in him. The English players get it shit. They've got a barter for their contracts and do this and do that. That's why, you know, you're here when you see some local players getting big money. You go, bloody hell, that's. But with the foreign players, you don't really have to barter for it and, you know, get the agents on it. It's just a done deal. But all them lads back in the day, they'll all tell you, that's 92, they have to barter for their contracts.
Well, you see it in those documents, don't you? See it with like Beckham and players like that, and he was saying, was it Beckham was waiting ages till he'd made enough appearances to get that car?
Do you know what I mean?
And was it like a Ford Orion or something?
Escort.
Sorry, forgive me. Yeah.
X2, X3 or something.
Yeah, like that was his first car, which, you know, was just an average car for someone. So I get what you mean. I like you want to see a balance. I don't, you know, obviously we like.
I want to see the balance. I want to
coming from abroad and doing well.
I want to see more.
But you want to see opportunities.
I want to see more man kids coming through.
Yeah, I don't.
But that's on the whole the grassroots and the grassroots
ethos.
Competitions locally.
Maybe I don't know.
And how much of local current grassroots? East Manchester League, you got the Manchester Super League, two really, really good competitive leagues. Yeah. But how many of those kids, like for me, City United have got almost a responsibility. If they want academy players, they need to be investing into that local infrastructure. How many of those kids are being coached by a dad?
Yeah, exactly.
who's just stepped in to stop the team folding.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we've had with me, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't knock the cats that do it, but when he was a bit younger, now he's at a different team, but the only coaches with dads who had a bit of time.
disconnect
So the
is
community
mental.
scheme, right? The community scheme would go out and you do soccer schools, right?
Yeah.
But part of that brief for soccer school, if you saw a kid was a bit outstanding, you'd go, bang, I'd go, to the scout, Steve, there's a kid at his school there, St Joseph, to go and have a look at him. Go and have a look at him. Next minute, you invite him in, they do a taster session with us, do you know what I mean? And then the next minute, it's time for the academy. And that's their pathway then. And so we were like additional scouts, if you want, for a lot of ways in the community, because you do all sorts with them, you know what I mean? But you'd always be going, ooh. You know, we got kids like Aaron Burns, Fraser Campbell, people like that welcome through like community schemes doing football, just in Easter holidays, to go and sign on for a week. Go, you know, the man get them out of the way for the week.
Yeah.
Out my head, go United, you know what I mean? 50 quid a week, boom. All of a sudden, you'd be picking players. He's not bad.
Yeah.
He's not bad. Get him. You see loads of them like that. But that used to be the pathway. But now you don't really see that. And I'm controversial because it's an unpopular opinion when I talk to people. I don't agree with academies at the top 6 clubs. I don't agree with them.
What do you mean?
I don't think, like the top clubs, like the main 6, United, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea,
Yeah.
don't think they should have academies. I think it should be like the old school is, you play with your mates or you do whatever, it's 16 years of age, right, Jay, Steve Howson, right, you're in for a trial. 16, you get through, right? Like the old school, you got 2 years then to prove to be a pro. Because I can have a kid at 9 years of age, right through to 16, ready to sign, and then somebody will get brought in from Europe because he's represented Spain at under 15 level. Yeah, but we've had Jay Martin for 8 years, centre half, he's unbelievable. Yeah, but he's not played for England. Yeah, but he's got an opportunity. No.
So you're saying you'd start him at 16 at the club?
Now, I think at the top 6 clubs, yeah.
Yeah.
I think in between the middle tiers or the bottom tiers and the championships, fine. Because you can buy from like Huddersfield or Blackpool or Everton, and they've all got good setups. You know what I mean? They've all got good setups, you know what I mean? And you look at a kid and you go, oh yeah, he's come through the academy at Everton. Oh, he's not bad. Let's have a go at him. You know what I mean? But he'll be 17, 18 then. But I just think there's too much pressure on these young kids now. Mental health's a massive issue.
Some of my
If
mates.
you look at the 9-year-olds
Nine-year-olds.
that start at United,
That's
what's the percentage? It's
There you
0.0,
go.
and then is it another 0
There
or
you
another
go.
0? Like, you've probably got as good a chance at picking up a 9-year-old by walking through Piccadilly Gardens than you have through bringing them in the academy, which makes no sense.
No, you're right.
But the numbers make no sense.
It's ruthless. Like I know lads who've got, some of my mates who've had their lads at United
See?
for a little while, and it's like, right.
And I tell you what, and you know what it is?
Soul destroyer.
Exactly, because the kid then believes. I can't remember back in I got about 5 or 6 years ago, I think there was a survey done. And I'm paraphrasing here, but the figures were someone like, say it'd go like 85% of kids who were released from the top 6 clubs would never kick a ball again. Because they believed in their head that they weren't good enough.
Yeah.
That's not even to play in the park with the kids, right? And then you get another 15% who might go and play with the mates, amateur or maybe semi-pro, right? But then you get a small 5% who would then say, right, stuff it then, I'm going to be a pro. I.e. Robbie Savage, right? He's obviously one of the most famous names, the class of, you know what I mean, 92, not getting through. But he went, all right, bollocks to it then, I want to play football.
Yeah.
And he did it, and he made a good career out of it. But it's a very small percentage. And the pressure today of these kids now, who will just go, bang the bright lights, the big cars, the big money, the this and that, the da-da-da-da-da. It does your head in. But I think if you start there, Liverpool, City, United, whatever, you're only going there. You start Blackburn, you can go there or you can just stay there.
But look at the numbers, the amount of kids that are England internationals in the current squad that didn't come through a top academy.
Yeah.
There's only a couple that did.
Correct.
You know, Rashford, Foden, but it's not the norm.
No.
The norm is that they were binned off somewhere and then they went. Non-league's getting so many. Like if you can get in a national league team as a teenager, you can play.
Look at
and you've got
Vardy.
a career. Yeah. Well, he's the poster boy for it. But Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins
came up through the thing.
My man, the Watford kid, Troy Deeney.
Yeah.
He come from that, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. But loads of my mates go to them, what, are you involved in professional football for 34 years? Because, I don't believe in it, mate. I just think it's hard on the kid. But anything below that, championship, fine.
Who's that? I know it's slightly higher. But Adam Wharton, what was he at Blackburn? He's like the poster boy now, and if for sort of the DMs that everyone wants, he's the one that's everyone's like.
You've got to
but
play
he went
men's
Blackburn.
football early. You can't stick around at playing academy football at 18, 19, 20.
You know what used to be there used to be the thing at United when I was there, and he was saying if you're not in the first team by 21, then you got to move on. You know what I mean? I think Chris Casper was there for about 20 till he was about 26.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, we went to play the better because it's that thing that you hold on for, that hope. You know, that's not disrespect for him. It's just the way it was then. But I think now the kids just want to play. But I just think, nah, go back to where it was, man. 16, man, bang. There's too much pressure on these kids now.
Do you know when Class 92 boys were playing? You'd see them playing against Marine, Camel Laird, people like that. Yeah. What competition was that in?
Was that the senior, the Lancashire Senior Cup or something like that, wasn't it?
Was that what it was? It was a crossover thing.
Crossover.
Where
So you had the Lancashire League, didn't you?
They'd have been playing Northwest Counties or whatever on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But then
the Cheshire Senior
midweek.
Cup. You had I think it was the Lancashire Central Lancashire League, Central Lancashire League Cup, something like that. So you would, the Marine, Southports and people like that, wouldn't you?
But that was clearly good for their development.
Do you know what I mean?
Playing against non-league non-league semi-pros.
And kids, and also remember, them non-league kids are coming against pros, and they'd have something to prove. Because the psychology would be, well, I'm at United or I'm at City, or do you know what I mean? So you have that, which, the game's different now anyway, innit?
Why couldn't you do that now? Because I see, we had a lad that was with us, Isaac Buckley Ricketts.
Yeah.
Lit it up for us.
Yeah.
From us went to Warrington, got in Team of the Year, Northern Prem at Warrington. No, not Rylands, Warrington Town, I think it is. Got a move, great wage. Now he's playing at Curzon, and he's fucking lighting it up. He'll be in the league soon.
That's what I mean.
And he's come. He was a big name. He was like Sancho before Sancho at City. He was like a year older, but he was in the same team as Mount, Ramsdale, Reece James when they won in the Euros.
But you see, the thing is about those
Steve,
Steve, though. But again, so like I said, it's about having that driving desire. And we should say to kids, listen, this is Man United, and 0.001% make it through them big gates. You know what I mean? But what you got to remember is, if you got the driving desire, if you're playing for Crewe, if you're playing for Chester, if you're playing for Shrewsbury, if you're playing for Stockport, you're a professional footballer. You're a professional footballer. But they don't see that. They see professional footballer as being up there in the top 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of it, for me, it's just like, one, obviously, some parents just want all that. You know what I mean? Some parents don't give the kids the support. It's got to be explained to them. You come in here, I said to a kid last week, my mate runs an under 13s team. So he said, he's going down to the City for a trial. So, oh God, really? I know. So we don't want him to go, we just want him to play. Because I'm a true believer. There's a kid at the moment who's at Hyde, 16, looks like a bloody man. It's unbelievable. Centre half, looks good. And Leicester looking at him. I go, yeah, go, if you get a chance, go at Leicester. He said, City have come.
You're not going to play, are you? You're just not. Let's be real.
Said, why are you going? I said, if you're that good, they'll come for you.
Yeah.
You're 16, by the time you're 19, you're 20, and they'll come for you.
You've played 60, 70 games for Leicester.
There you go.
If they come in for you then, they're throwing 100k a week at
Absolutely.
you. And they're going to spend some money on you, and then there's pressure to actually play you. If you go in at City, you're just another really technical, talented 16-year-old. Yeah. They've got 50 of them.
I know.
And a rest load of hidden under.
I think the top 6 should just go back to where it was, man. There's too much pressure on these young kids, man. And they believe that as well. The young kids believe it. That, what are you playing for? I play for Man City. No, you don't. You're training there. No, I'm a Man City player. I'm a Man United player. I'm a Liverpool player.
Gets in your head and all that.
Gets in your head, and then they're so gutted when you don't make it. You know what I mean?
Just before I put a link. Some people asked about your top. Love Steve's top.
Shout out Killer Villa for dropping this on us today.
There you go. And also Trev's top podcast.
Oh yeah.
We have Trev's single. There you go. Yeah. I'll put a link in the chat to Trev's podcast there, the exclusive.
See, that's quite good. That I did that. So that's on Spotify. Yeah. So if you go into search on Spotify,
I'll put a link in there.
Comes on.
I'll put a link in the chat. Also, a couple of questions before we wrap up. James Barry, 2 questions, lads. He's been a member of the academy for 15 months. What's for tea? What setting do you have the toaster on? I hate the ones at breakfast buffets.
I throw it in the middle and then adjust off from that.
Right, I'm sort of towards the top end, but I'm short with it.
I'm middle.
Middle.
Yeah,
You two are middle. And what's the tea? What's everyone having for tea?
Sea bass.
Sea bass?
Sea bass.
Sauce.
Not posh tonight, Friday.
I know, yeah.
Fish.
Sea bass.
Friday fish night.
Yeah, you have chippy tea,
Chippy.
not sea bass.
I've been at
You
United.
changed it.
Games
You've been at United, yeah. I know.
all gone on it.
Hey, been at United, have we? Have that big money. Diaz says, hi guys, in Manchester for the first time, what do you suggest I do till the derby?
Greg's.
There you go. What's Steve's perspective about Simeone's future? I don't know.
No.
Don't know what's going on.
Yeah, okay,
know about
there you go.
He's on loads of dough. He's the highest paid manager in the world. Well, unless we find the other books, that's it you've got.
I stick with our fella.
Yeah. Maury Buggy says, awesome brew today, thirst quenched lads. Paul Madison says, this was such a top episode, thanks everyone. Trevor, love that.
Good crap, wasn't it?
That's the brew, yeah.
We need another couple of hours.
We do, don't we? Because I feel like we're cutting this short, so we'll get you back on next week.
We could have part 3, 4, 5, 6
Yeah.
and 7.
Mate, we had Trevor and Terry Christian in the room there before, Steve. Mate.
I walked through, said hi, and was like,
does what he did.
I
That's
made
what
you
he
got
did.
high.
Literally.
You did well getting high out.
We went, I love it. Well, I'm sure he showed my man producer over there going, can I have a word with you a minute? And they left me in Terry, and I was like, I know I can ramble, but
Yeah.
he just had me, he just played.
Well, I said to him, because Terry was coming in at film, I said,
Polarised me completely.
I said, just to let you know, Terry's in there in case you wanted to talk to me or have a minute. No, Terry, I know I've not seen him for a while. Them two got in the room together. And I was like, right, I'll leave you to it. I thought we were going to have to postpone.
Yeah, but then he's gone like that when he leaves me. He goes, I'll have to get you on my podcast. I'm thinking,
On his podcast, you can just sit there while
just
he
listen
talks.
to him. No, he's a great kid. He's a great
He's
kid.
hates Terry Christian, we love
He's
him.
great.
He's been on the brew.
I love him to death, man, for years, but it was so funny. I was like, I'm not going to get anything there.
Voice of the Voiceless says, Pele, Desmond Tutu, only on the brew. Exactly.
yeah, you wouldn't. I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah, and with a bit of Kenny Senior thrown in to be. Go and check out Trevor's podcast. Go and check out Steve on all his other channels. If you want to hear him talk about modern football.
Yeah, but the podcast is a bit. Don't want to bring the energy down.
Yeah,
but it will
go
probably resonate with
Go on.
hopefully some dads who are out there.
Yeah,
It's basically about. I lost my son 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And basically we're trying to get dads to talk about grief. And there are loads and loads of obviously football dads that have gone through that and probably don't do that. So that's what it's about, really. Basically.
top lads is what you do.
Yeah.
It's,
So,
you know, it's
It's
good.
exclusive club that dads don't want to belong to.
It's really.
Yeah, but that's probably another thing we can talk about.
We can. We'll get you back on, man. And
it's good, mate. Enjoy it. Thanks a lot, man.
Podcast.
Good
And
crack.
thanks for coming on, Trev. Thanks for giving us the perfect brew. This is what the brew's about. Steve wins. He's right. We're not going to talk about United, or certainly not modern United. But it was good reminiscing and talking about the cliff. Go and check out Trevor's podcast. Go and check out him on all the other channels. You know where to find me. We've got loads of other content coming up. We've got the preview coming out tomorrow. We've got an interview with the 1958 because there's some action planned this weekend. That's out later on today. So don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. That's been Trevor Dwyer-Lynch. That's been Stephen Howson. I've been Jay Moy. This has been The Brew. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.